Hi, it's Garnet Hart, and I wanted to do this video because it's something that is very important to me and it's been on my heart for a while since I talked to the marriage and family professor at my school, my college. She was saying that her class talks about in vitro fertilization and adoption, things like that, and I felt like I should just tell her that I think I'd be interested in the class and then tell her why, which is because I was born with an abnormal reproductive system. It's part of the Anstey Syndrome, where it's just abnormal. Since I was born, I've had, let me put it this way, the only normal part of my reproductive system is my ovaries. And the grammar of that sentence is wonky, I know, but I was born without a cervix, and my vagina is short because it doesn't connect to anything, and my uterus never fused, so it was two undersized halves. And because of that, I would have extreme pain during periods, because there would be no expulsion of blood. It would just hold the blood in my body. And there was a lot of pain. It was not fun to go through. And so I went to the doctor and they told me about the Anstey Syndrome and the fact that I had to have my uterus removed so I can never get pregnant. I can have kids through a surrogate mother, I know, but it still affected me really deeply. And it made me upset for a long while. I cried a lot about it because I've always felt different from other people, and this was just one more thing that made me feel like a freak, which is not something you should ever call yourself, no matter what. And it took me a while to get out of that mindset. But after a while, the pain started to just ebb, and I would wind up just noticing pregnant women everywhere. And at first, I would look at them and just think, oh, they're so lucky, they look so happy. But one day, I realized that I didn't really think exactly that way, that I was still bitter and that I still hurt, because I saw a pregnant woman walking past, and in my head I just said, lucky. And it really struck me, it really stung inside. And it's taken a long time to get to the point where I'm confident with myself and I don't look at the scars from my surgery and just hurt inside. It took a long time for me to get to the point where I don't consider myself a freak, where I think, yeah, I'm different, but what is normal anyway? You know? So, just a message to all the women out there who can't have kids, those who are transgender and were not born with the reproductive system that allows for carrying a child, those who were born with congenital abnormalities, such as mine. Just know this. Your condition does not define you. It does not define who you are. It is not who you are. You are strong and beautiful, and you can overcome this. And it will pass. The pain will ebb. It will go away, and you'll feel normal again. And there will be people that they have good intentions, but they don't say the right things. Like for me, anytime I told somebody about it, they would always say, well, at least you don't have to deal with periods. and at least you don't have to go through the pain of childbirth or the stretch marks of being pregnant. And although it's nice of them, it doesn't help. In fact, it even stings a little. But just know that their heart is in the right place, and they're doing that because they love you and they want to help, but they don't know how. And some people aren't going to understand. They're going to want to understand so that they can relate to you and they can help, but they're not going to understand. They're not going to be able to, because it's something that it's hard to explain unless you're really good at explaining things, in which case, go you. I hope people really get what you're saying, because it is hard when people don't understand. And that's something that'll pass too. Eventually, it's just not going to need to be a topic for you anymore. You're going to just feel fine with it, I guess. But know that you're beautiful, and you're going to live a happy life, and you're going to find a way to have the family you want someday. So, things will get better. Just remind yourself and keep pushing through life. Don't give up. Know that the people around you love you, and you're worth love. Thanks for watching. See you next week.